In this video, I would like to show you some examples for food-based enrichment using Licky Mats. Licky Mats are great because you can find them on all kinds of sizes and shapes and surfaces. So you can find the perfect mat for every dog. Doesn't matter if they are experienced or not. And you can start off, for example, with just a plate, smearing something on the bottom. I like to use these plastic plates. They are very light and they will move around the floor while the dog is licking, so the dog has to follow and still is getting the food easily off the surface. Then there are Licky Mats that are produced especially for dogs. They often come in kind of funny shapes or sizes, like these bony shapes. This one here is very thin and not very wide. So if the dog starts licking with his tongue, the problem is that the entire surface around this Licky Mat will probably be smeared with food too, and so just keep that in mind. But it's an easy one because those little tiny knobs are very easy to get the food off. Also, not a lot of food will stick on here, so it's really a small one, but it's great maybe for tiny dogs. This one looks very nice, but it's kind of tricky for the dog to get the food off here because those little spaces here, the food will stick in there very good, and so it's kind of tricky to get it out. And if your dog is very unexperienced or gets easily frustrated, I would not recommend those Licky Mats with very tiny spaces in between. This one is very nice because it has suction cups on the back. And so you can stick it on a wall, maybe during bath time when you have to clean your dog in the bathtub or the shower. You can just put this one on the wall, and the dog has time to lick while you are cleaning them up or brushing them or whatever you like to do. The green one here is actually from the company Licky Mat, an Australian company. They're very durable. You can throw them in the dishwasher, but they are kind of hard to clean. Even the dishwasher is not getting them totally clean often because the surface is quite sticky, but it's good that it's not moving around on the floor, but you cannot stick them to walls. They're too heavy for that. But those little corners here, the food will get stuck in there, and especially if you're using a little bit sticky food like peanut butter, it's very hard to get it off for the dog and also for you later to clean it. This one is a kitchen mat for letting your dishes dry, but I like it because it's very big. It's a silicone mat and it has two different surfaces, so it's nice to watch which one your dog maybe prefers. And it's big enough, so if you just put the food here in the middle, there's enough place for the dog to lick and the surrounding area will stay clean. I also love those. These are actually sensory pads for sensory paths for humans, but they are food proof, so you can use them as a Licky Mat, and they come in different shapes that they use for the surfaces, and so it's a huge variety for the dog. And you can also stick those to windows or smooth surfaces, so the dog gets to lick in a different position, which is quite nice for the dogs to experience that. Food that you can use is there's a huge variety. Everything that you can smear on, actually, like wet dog food or canned dog food, cream cheese. You can use cream cheese as a base for maybe mixing it up. Our dog loves tuna, so we mix it up with tuna, or you can put in like grated cheese or even tiny pieces of vegetables or apples or fruits. And peanut butter is great too, because peanut butter is nice and sticky, and so you can use that one too. It lasts a long time on a Licky Mat. And I also like to use baby food. Baby food, you can get just this, for example, is just plain beef, and you can get that mixed with vegetables or whatever, and it's already ready. You can just smear it on. Also look around your grocery stores for powdered food. This is sweet potato powder, and you just mix it with some hot water, and this will make a nice paste that you can use. Also, just to mix it up with something else, maybe like dog meat or we like to mix in potatoes and making it a little bit smoother that way, and it works really great. Also, like cheese or those cheese sauces work really well. If you use human food, just make sure that you're not using too much of it, looking at the salt content, and if all the ingredients are really dog safe and that there's nothing in there that would harm your dog. So read the ingredients to make sure that you're not using stuff that's not healthy for your dog. Also, a great way to let your dog experience licking is just using yogurt cups or other cups that had food in there, and you can just give it to the dog and they will start licking it. Be careful, because like with this one, this is quite a large one, and the tongue will not get down to the surface, and some dogs will get frustrated if they cannot clean them out totally. And please supervise your dog while using Licky Mats at all the time, so that nothing can happen, and that they're using them the way they should use them and not starting to chew on them, and make sure that they are not getting frustrated. If you have any questions to this video concerning Licky Mats or food you can use, just let me know in the comments, and have a great time.